All right, y'all, we back to the Ha Ha Baby podcast.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for keeping in tune with us.
Let's get it in. Like
Yes.
swimwear.
Welcome to the audit.
We great to get into some classic
Doggystyle.
albums. And we got Bush Work over here. Bush Worker got one for us. And we want to tell
We're
you.
going to talk about a classic tonight. Came out November 23rd, 1993.
So what album we talking about?
Doggystyle.
Doggystyle. Okay.
Ha baby, what do you know?
It's me, Okie Dokie. Okie Dokie.
You know that the shit would come on when he be in the hot
And this is
tub.
how I do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do remember. I remember. I was in
Yeah.
high school when that came out.
That was a moment.
Yeah. I mean, it was the fastest selling album within 24 hours.
Yeah, that was
That's when they was counting album sales.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was, they was really selling records then
He
too.
came
That
fresh off
wasn't
the
no.
Chronic.
He did a.
That wasn't
he
no
did a,
streaming.
He did a platinum album in less than like 24 hours.
Then
It's
he
more
came
highly
straight off
anticipated.
He came straight off the Chronic, right?
Yeah, no, we talking
With
about
that-
Doggystyle.
I know, but wasn't that like straight off the
Fresh
Chronic?
out the
Yes.
Chronic, yeah. Fresh
Yeah.
out the Chronic,
That's
yeah.
why I
Because that was
that's
his
why I
album
sold
too.
so quick, right? That's why I went. Because they already had a hot ass.
He already had the buzz, yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. He had the
Mhm.
buzz.
But then the West needed somebody to bring it back. So
Yeah,
with him, he did what he did. I mean,
they had his whole Snoop was the man. We
That
can't
thing-
hate
that-
Snoop.
Yeah,
that
they
album-
right.
Snoop had his own style.
that
Snoop
album
was the
from
man.
beginning to end is a classic,
Yes, it is.
right? That's the definition of a classic. A classic is an album that you could play from beginning to end with no skips.
Right.
No
Timeless
skips.
piece
When
of
you
work.
skip one or two songs, it can be a good album, but not a classic. Or you
That's
can
true.
put, almost great, but we don't do that. So we actually do classic or good. And for that album, I remember going to Sounds of Market,
Mhm.
Okay.
going down there getting the tape. The tape was $7.99. You had to pay
Okay.
tax. So
Yeah.
paid $56. It's like,
Okay.
Oh, you went to sign the market, ain't go to
Sounds
the
of-
wall?
See, y'all-
Sounds of Market.
See, he got the
Left
buy.
and Market.
Y'all boy Charles. I ain't have to buy. I had a roommate in college. That was my first year in college.
And-
My roommate came. He was just over there. He had the
Yeah.
Dickies and every damn thing. So yeah,
Okay, he was straight West Coast
yeah,
out.
he said, yeah, he's like, yeah, I've been playing that NWA and Snoop Dogg, and I'm like, who the hell is a Snoop Dogg?
'Cause that
He
shit
like
was
the
different.
boy on what's it called? He like got a group called the Dog
The
Pound.
Dog
I'm like,
Pound,
for real?
yeah.
He put that joint in, yo. I'm like, damn, yo,
Shit blew
this
your
shit
mind,
is
right?
crazy. Yeah, that's what, this shit is hot. We just kept playing. Niggas was coming like, yo, what's this? What's this? Like, no, that's that Doggystyle Snoop
Yo,
Dogg.
you gonna really play that tape from front to back back then?
Yeah, Doggystyle with that shit, man.
Now, when you bought your cassette, that yours had G's up, hoes down on there?
Yep.
Mhm.
Now, did you hear the remake he tried to put out with October London?
No.
He fucked it up
Well,
because it's missing Nate Dogg. Like October London, I like October London, but he wasn't. They should have kept it the way it was.
yeah, but you got to reinvent for a new generation that doesn't want to go back and listen to old stuff, right?
Yeah,
Right. This is a generation that when they listen to music, classic is they don't understand what a classic is.
right.
They only understand a song is 3 minutes long and
True.
it's microwave. They on to
True.
the next song. We listen to an album as a whole week,
Yes, we do.
right? If I get the tape on Friday, I go from Friday to Friday
That's
listening
true.
for the lyrics, the production, the
To the
samples,
to the artwork,
to
the
everything,
whole,
right?
Credit,
I open
yeah.
up the whole thing, read the whole album,
Yep.
where they recorded at, what samples they used,
Mhm.
what they were doing, everything, who they thank you and everything.
Who the
Today,
engineer was.
There's no more of that, right?
Right.
So when
And-
you look
right.
at classic albums, we can go down the list, but we can understand that when Doggystyle came out, it was the transition of the West taking over from basically NWA not being there.
It
And
was
Dre
because it was
then
a
brought
whole
that
different
Chronic.
sound.
When he brought the Chronic out in '92, it was at the time of the the LA riot,
It
so
was,
it
yeah.
just took off.
It
So
was,
again,
yeah.
the West was destroying the East Coast. Now we say that we were still on top because we were. We still had our gangsters. We still had our BDP.
We still had Naughty by Nature
Public
because Naughty by
Enemy.
Nature was
We had
holding
Naughty
it down.
by Nature. We had EPMD. We
Yes,
had
we did.
Redman. We still had a whole
Wu-Tang.
bunch of people,
Yeah.
right? So we still had who we had. We still had our boom bap era.
Yeah.
But what it did was when it came to with Dre and him taking the album and making it a movie and putting
That's
it to
what
where
they
the
was.
clarity is, then what he did was he made everybody elevate their
Yes, he
production
did. Yes, he
of
did.
how they did things. Right? The engineering part, the clarity of it, the hearing
Because
of
he was using musicians.
yeah, but he was also sampling to where he was sampling and he was able to tweak and make sure that you heard everything.
No,
Like,
that's what he was doing. That he wasn't sampling. He was using musicians.
But if he dropping a bottle on the album, like, he ain't using no musician, right? He's making a sound. So when they drop the bottle, you really think you hear the
Okay.
bottle, right? Because of how it is coming through the headphones, right? So when we looking at, back in the 80s and the 90s, we ain't had these kind of headphones. We had the small joints with the
That's
the padding that you sitting there
You
with
ain't
they
lying.
orange. So you was listening. You was like, what? You rewind it, you had to rewind the tape back or
Yeah.
the CD, right? So again, that album from beginning to end is a classic.
It was.
I mean, then you get the introduced, not even introduced because you knew who they were. You had Corrupt on there. You had Daz on there. You had
Lady of Rage
Lady
on
of
there.
Rage. You had RBX on there.
Nate Dogg, Jewels.
Nate Dogg, right? You had the Stylistics, right?
No, the Dramatics.
The Dramatics. I'm sorry, the Dramatics. So you had a bunch of
Because they bass player was in the
and
group.
You had a young, we didn't know who he was at the time, Bow Wow.
Yeah, right. He was on the I'm a motherfucking hustler. You niggas better recognize.
That's
Yeah.
Bow Wow. So again, we didn't even know who he was. So again, that album set the tone for a lot of where production is leading up until now, right? People want to sit there and say, oh, I got this engineer, he the best engineer. Your engineer is somebody that's in the house or the basement that's learning how to do things, right? Much like how Dre learned.
Yeah.
But it can get to that point where, but again, that album was
That was a
fire
masterpiece.
mic.
Yeah,
It was fire mic. You know what I mean? It was
They
fire
ain't even
mic.
give it 5 mics when it came out, though. That was the fucked up part about it.
No, they wasn't prepared. They wasn't.
No, they
used
went
to
back
that.
and gave it
Yeah,
later.
because they wasn't used to that sound yet. They had to
No.
grow on them.
I think the
Had to grow
first,
on them.
I think the Chronic got 5 mics.
No, and even one of them because they said the Chronic, because that was the first album he was using live instrumentation, and they brought that up. I went back and read the article with the source they gave it.
So who was the first
They
album
gave
to
it
get
like
5
4.5.
mics?
They gave it like 4.5.
Who got 5 mics?
Who got
First-
5 mics?
I mean, we know Illmatic,
Outkast, Biggie,
Okay.
a lot of East Coast niggas, Ice Cube.
So they all started which
Because
Ice Cube
America's
album?
Most Wanted got 5 mics.
No, Death Certificate.
No, it didn't.
It
It
did?
should have got 5 mics, but it didn't.
Yeah.
They said it was too West Coast sound. They hated on Death Certificate. I don't know why. Death Certificate is just as good as America's Most, if
Actually,
not
it's
better. Because Minister Society was based on it. I'm going off the subject.
No, you
Apologies.
good. You good. You good. You good.
He pointing to the camera.
Lord,
I'm just
good.
looking
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
because
yeah.
when I talk, I look around. I'm sorry.
So again, you want to understand that, when we talk about classics, we talk about music, we talk about instrumentation, we
Yeah.
talk about the sampling, we talk
writing.
about all that. We talk about even the lyrics, right? Snoop took us on a journey.
Yeah.
If you never been to LBC, if you never been to the West Coast, you can actually close your eyes
That's
and
true.
picture everything.
That's
right?
true.
A lot of people never been to the West Coast, right?
That's
But
true.
if you close your eyes, you understand. You understand gang culture through there. You understand
Yep.
everything. You understand them sitting on, low riders, or they sitting there hitting switches, or whatever it may be that they use with their lingo. We can go and listen to that album, and you like, yo,
Even the skits.
oh,
The shit with the
skits-
W ball shit and all that shit. That shit was crazy.
That's
That
dozens.
was next level.
right? That was dozens, right? That's
Yeah.
playing the dozens, so they joking around and stuff like that.
Right.
Right. Why do you think the album was a classic?
Because it had babies. It impacted a genre. It's artists out there right now still trying to duplicate what was done on that project.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They whole lingo, the way they was talking, the whole vibe, the aesthetic, the whole thing made it a classic. The whole energy, it was the time period. Remember, at that time, he was fighting for his life. And he
Right,
went
right.
ahead and he made that album, and he rushed that album because the distributors wanted that album quick.
Mm-hmm.
So he really didn't get to finish the album.
Yeah, Interscope wanted that thing real quick.
So that's just crazy how they just took a little bit and made that a lot. So it definitely has to be a classic.
how many cuts was it? 14?
How many
Was it
cuts?
14 or 15?
What, when the album came out?
No, how many
How many
songs
was
was
on the album?
I think it was 14 records on there.
13.
13.
No, I'm counting G's up, holds down too, because it was like 30, it was like 14.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But again, that
Because remember, they had the next episode credited on there, but it wasn't a song.
and then we listen to Life After Death. What Big say? I want to make an album like Snoop.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
sell.
went-
I'm gonna sell for $1 million like Snoop. Oops.
Right? Because again, Life After Death is the mirror image of.
Listen
a
to Ready to
movie.
Die. What's the first beat you had when they walking Biggie out the cell? The
Doggystyle.
Shiznit.
Shiznit.
Do like that. You could tell they was listening to that when he was making that album. It's the influence. That's why I said it's Small Babies.
I forgot. Like, what did Dre say he listened to? I think it was when he made the Chronic. Oh, A Tribe Called Quest. Low End Theory.
Low End Theory.
Low End Theory made him make because they just got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So
Okay.
Dre said, listening into Low End Theory made me go make the Chronic. Because if you listen to Low End Theory, it's a masterpiece
see
within
that.
itself.
I can see
It's
that.
a great masterpiece.
I can
That's
see that,
another
but
one we'll talk about for later date and time. You know, so
that's my biggest argument. Which one is the better album, Marauders or Low End Theory? Because both of them albums is just so crazy.
it is just
But I kind of like Marauders a little better because of the song, right? The whole thing, like how the album start off with the Steve Bilko joint. That's my joint.
but it's just I don't know. Low End Theory is probably
Because of Scenario and all those records like
not
that.
even that.
And what's that? Check the Rhyme was on there. When Check the Rhyme on there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's different. It's different to understand. You know,
Yeah.
again, the East Coast still influenced the West.
Yeah.
If you don't make Low End Theory, you don't get the Chronic.
Okay.
And when you get the Chronic, you don't get Doggystyle.
You don't get Doggystyle, right?
Right? Because again,
And then you don't get doggy food, dog food.
oh, I ain't nah. You talk about with the Dog Pound?
Dog Pound album.
That album's good.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't
album, that's
classic.
another classic.
Nah,
that don't get spoken
it's
about.
good. I ain't gonna give it classic. It's hard to get classic. You know,
If it ain't, it's damn near. Maybe
It's
got some
good.
flaws, but that album is a crazy album.
You giving it
It started a war too. That New York record.
You know what I mean? What you think? Oh,
I'm listening. They all was good albums, but I'll let y'all debate on that one.
Oh, fun fact about Mr. Ogie Doke over here. He didn't know Bitches Ain't Shit was about Eric Wright.
I didn't know. I didn't know that he was dissing Easy on that joint on his verse. I thought
Look how he looking at you. Look how he looking at you.
I thought he said, no,
Look how he looking-
when I listened to it, I'm hollering out. I used to know a whole name, Mary White. We used to walk around
No,
like
he
the hoes
said
that
Eric
night.
Wright.
I know, you told Eric Wright. I'm all loud and shit. Mary White. She rocked my hoes at night. I swear I'm saying this shit right.
Yo, that hurt my stomach when he
Yeah,
told me
I
that,
ain't-
man.
I mean, y'all ain't-
and who you know who wrote it already?
who wrote that for him?
Yeah.
DOC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know
DOC
that
did
much.
write that verse.
Yeah, I know that much, but I couldn't. The way he say it, it don't sound like he's saying Eric.
No, he said
'Cause like,
Eric Wright. We
right.
used to
I
roll
thought he said
around
Mary
the fuck
White.
hoes at night.
Yeah, but I thought he was a dyke bitch, a lesbian bitch. They like to roll with his fucking hoes at night.
I got
That's
you.
what I thought it was. Yeah, to be honest
He
with
didn't
you.
know Always in the Sun was about Cube either.
Right.
When he was like, Dre, I was hollering at your bitch O'Shea.
Yep.
He was lost.
Yeah, I didn't know he was talking about Ice Cube.
You
I didn't
know-
know his name was O'Shea.
You know his name, okay.
No, until
He
later
said
on.
it back then on the NWA album.
Man, I ain't
Yeah.
pay that shit no attention.
You ain't read the
I
inside.
looked at NWA. Nigga, I looked at the cover and that was it. The big boys had it.
That
So they
cover
would let
was
you
hard.
use it look at it for so fast.
That cover was
Look, see, this
hard.
what it look like. Then they take it back. All right. And put it back
Which
up.
one? The Straight Outta Compton one or
I'm talking the
Straight Outta
original one.
Compton, yeah.
Where all of them was on it. It was deep as
And
shit
Shot
on
County when
there.
they got the, I
And
think,
the-
what's the name, got the 38.
That's the second album cover. I'm
No,
talking
I'm
the
talking about
first
Shot
one when they
County.
like in the back street or something. They got the car and they all
You talking about
standing-
NWA and the
Yeah,
Posse?
I'm talking
Yeah.
NWA. Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
first
about.
album,
Yeah.
NWA and the Posse with the original Boys in the Hood.
Right. That's the one I'm talking about.
Got you.
Then 1,000 Miles and Running and all that. I mean,
That's at the Strata Compton.
No, I meant to say
Yeah,
Strata Compton. I meant to say Strata Compton. For they had like a cartoon drawing, right?
For
With them
100 Miles and Running?
With like the guns and all that.
No,
stuff
they
on
all
it.
just be standing like they got somebody surrounded, and I think Eazy-E or something got the gun pointed at somebody.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I
a
don't
visible
re-
person.
Yeah, I don't remember that cover too much.
Because Arabian Prince on that cover, too.
I'm just saying, I got you.
Because they got the whole group on the cover. Because remember, he left after the first
Yeah, I
album.
could listen to the
We
right.
about to get
Ice Cube,
Rob a
right.
job down at the Smithsonian.
He is in the Smithsonian right
yeah,
there.
we're gonna
right
give him a
now.
hip hop
He is a hip-hop
Smithsonian
Smithsonian.
tour. You been to the African American museum yet?
No, I did what you were just talking about. We was having a conversation. I was one of the ones that bought the album, and I read the shit from cover to cover. I read the cartoons, the Lennon notes, who wrote the songs, who produced the song, who did the arrangements, who programmed the drums, and what studio they recorded
There
it
you
in.
go. See, Rob.
And what color drawers they had on that night
don't
when they
know.
dropped it? What were they smoking,
You know
nigga?
what I mean?
What were they smoking on that night?
They
Was
was
that the
smoking
Chronic
that
or the
hydroponic
Kush?
that they
smoking
got
right.
for the
chocolate.
Jamaican boy. That was
You know what
on
I
the
mean?
records.
Yeah. Well, what was Rick James smoking, nigga, when he made Super Freak?
I don't know.
He was up
That's
in
baby in
Buffalo.
them. I don't know. They from New Orleans. They probably was snorting, so
No, he
they
not.
might smoke a
He's
nut.
not that baby. He said Rick
I
James.
said Rick James, man.
Rick James
Oh,
from
wait, he was
Buffalo.
probably snorting something
I
too.
said
He
what
smoked
Rick
his weed
James
and he
is-
snorted
what
his
Rick
little
James
shit
is
too.
doing.
Yeah,
When
Rick
he was
James
Super
from
Freak.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
He was.
Rick
whatever.
James was a rock star.
Yeah, he was the man.
He was. He was.
Yeah, he was a
man.
rock star.
They get a Grammy for that or American Music
No,
Award or
Snoop
something?
never got a
Oh.
Grammy until later
Okay,
on.
all
Death
right.
Row, none of them
All
Death
right.
Row albums got Grammys. They was nominated, but none of them got a
Right.
Grammy.
Of course they wasn't gonna give Suge that money.
Yeah, they weren't gonna get shit.
They already they wasn't giving Suge that
Suge
money.
about to come home too.
Yeah, they wasn't gonna get Suge that money. Yeah, Suge ready to come home because Diddy
He got
grade
a new
shit.
lawyer.
Cause Diddy grade shit, my dudes.
Mhm.
That's why everybody coming home who's been
Right,
around
right.
that
King
man.
Tut home.
Everybody
Meech
coming home.
R. Kelly.
All of them.
Or Kelly about to come
Oh
home.
yeah.
Everybody
Puffy grade,
help,
yeah, Puffy gone, man.
You know they just leaked a phone call with him and his son this morning.
He gonna be
or
walking
something?
down there. He gonna be walking down the jail cell like he was walking in that video.
I've been around the world.
No, the other one. When they first, remember he was all wild, dancing and shit.
The total video where he be
first-
dancing on the step.
first, no, the first video when he jumping all around, jumping in the pool, acting crazy on Juicy.
Juicy?
Oh,
Yeah,
Juicy.
he gonna be coming down dancing like that down the jail cell.
He
out.
said he gonna come down.
Singing the
Grease-
hook too. Tomorrow you look
Yeah,
everywhere.
right. Greased up. He gonna be oiled down, shining like a motherfucker.
Take that who you
They-
are.
Remember, he brought bling to the game. He the one that brought the shiny shit to the game. So he gonna be shiny as shit in jail. Baby oil. They gonna call that nigga baby oil. Not Puff, baby oil.
He said he gonna call
He gonna be
him.
throwing Diddy parties at jail,
Oh, he
cuz.
gonna have a good time. He gonna turn the jail out.
He gonna tell him out.
He turned them out. Everybody Diddy gonna be the head of the talent show. And if anybody want to perform, they gotta give Diddy head
They're
first.
gonna be making Ciroc hooch.
If you want, if you want the producer all in your cell,
Right. All up in your
Yup.
cell.
Come to
All in the video.
come to Bad Boy.
Right.
That's gonna be interesting.
I still don't see what Suge said offensive about that.
Nothing. He didn't say
I
nothing.
don't think he said nothing wrong.
They
when he
can try and
said
get Suge out the way, man. That's all.
Listen, it is what it is. So let's
Right.
wrap up. You understand? We done had a good night tonight. We done talked
Yeah,
about
that shit was
butts and
fun.
tits, reparations, your analogy of Wizard of Oz, being canceled and cancel culture. Do us as black men vote? The comments
my man
to
with the
us,
stud finder in the crib.
a stud finders,
Right.
and then the hip hop classic album of Doggystyle. You can't get no better than that here on the Ha Ha Baby Show.
Baby. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Most
Coldest
definitely.
winter
Tune in
coming out
again.
soon.
We'll see y'all on the next episode. Tune in.
Really on the neck. Balls in your jaw. Okay.